Okay, so Terry earns 1,600 a month. He spends 30% on rent and he spends 14% on bills. Can't quite see that, but there's 14% on bills. And we want to know how much he has left. Now there are two ways you can do this question. I'll quickly run them both. If he spends 30% on rent and 14% on bills, 30% plus 14% gives him a total of 44% that he's spending. So let's find 44% of his wages, which is 1,600. So if we look at it, 10%, divide by 10, 1,600 divided by 10 is 160. And we want 40% to help us get to 44%. So to get from 10% to 40%, I can times by 4 and then do 160 times by 4. Remember, you could do a quick grid, so 160 times by 4. 4 lots of 100 is 400, and 4 sixes is 240. So that gives us a total, oh, can't quite see that, that gives us a total of 400 plus 240, 640. So 40% is 640. But we didn't want 40%, we wanted 44%. So we're going to need 1% as well to get us our 4%. So 1% is dividing by 100, so that's 16. So 4%, 4 lots of 16 is going to give us 64. And again, you could take your time with that. So if I now know 40% is 640 and 4% is 64, add those two together, 640, 64, giving us a total of 704. Now that's how much he spent. That doesn't mean that's the answer. So we want to know how much he's got left. So he had 1,600 and he spent 704. So we need to work out 1,600, take off 704. Now it's better to add to the number, so 704 to get to 1,600 rather than subtracting, because so many mistakes are made. So you could start by adding 96 to get you to 800, and if you can spot it, 800 plus 800 gets you to 1,600, 1,600, then you could do that. If not, take it in jumps. Either way you'll end up getting the same answer, meaning there's £896 left. Now that was option 1. Option number 2 would be to work out the 30% of his wages first and then work out the 14% separately. So if you did that, you'd still follow a similar process. 10% is still going to be 160, but then you'd be timesing by 3 this time, timesing by 3, and that'll get you to 480 for 30%. Obviously you could do your grid method on it, and then you could do your 14%. You'd still use your 10% to be 160, but you'd still then work out your 4% in the same way. So we just worked out earlier that 4% was 64, and then you'd then just do the same sums. So you'd just have 480, and then 14% is 124, and those two still add together, because that's your 30% is 480 and your 14%, should write that there just so you can see it, 14% is 124, so you've got 480 plus 124, and that's going to give you a different answer. Hang on a minute. Let's double check. I think it was here. 160 plus 64. That's what you get for rushing. Remember, probably is better that you lay it out. 2 6s are 12. It should have given me 224 there, which gets me 224 there. Giving me here the total that we should get. And again, if you want to add them up separately, do so. 704. And you'd still have to do the same subtraction. So you'd still have to follow through and do the 1600, take away the 704 as we've just done.